Imagine waking up to your mother's voice calling you. From the basement, you go down. She's asleep on the couch. Spoiler, that wasn't her. Welcome to the nightmare of the Navajo. I'm the Skinwalker. And guess what? You'll never trust your own voice again. The Navajo don't say my name. They whisper Tliish, the one who walks on all fours. It sounds more like a warning than an insult. A reminder that there are things in the desert that use the sound of your mother's voice to open your door. But before I became a rumor whispered around campfires and posted on TikTok for 45 million views, I had a name to Hózhó, a shaman in training, a husband, a father, and above all, a fool hungry for power. The desert was my home by a red ocean of sand where the wind sang and time slept. My grandfather was a Chiihndii, a sacred singer. He taught me the Hózhó, the way of beauty, the four directions, the chants that heal, the songs that make thunder listen. But I didn't want to make thunder listen. I wanted to make it obey. You know the type. The one who thinks the universe has an admin password. And I tried to hack the gods. It happened one night when the desert glowed like a furnace. The full moon hung above like an open wound. I stole what should have stayed buried, a piece of coyote hide covered in symbols that burned the eyes. They said it was the forbidden book, a ritual for shedding your skin, a simple spell, they said. And anything that simple out here is already waiting for an idiot to try. The price? Your own blood. But don't worry, I won't give you details. Let's just say that when the sand drank the first drop of my ambition, the desert answered. And it charged interest. The change didn't come like lightning. It came like a fever reciting prayers backward. My bones bent. My body turned against its memory of what a man should be. My skin wanted to escape before I did. That's the truth of it. The ritual doesn't turn you into something new. It just peels back what you already were underneath. When it ended, I was standing, or something like standing. Legs bending the wrong way. A deer skull fused to my face, antlers like radio towers for nightmares. And the voice. Oh, the voice wasn't mine. It was familiar. It was his. My brother's. I tried to scream, but the sound came out as laughter. The desert echoed back with something cruel, like joy wearing a mask. You don't come back from that. Once the desert hears you lie to your own blood, it never gives your name back. I ran. Or maybe the wind carried me. Behind me, the elders chanted, their cedar ashes catching fire in the air. The only thing that burns creatures like me. A single ember brushed my skin and the pain sang in every nerve. Even the trees despised me. For years, I tried to hold on to form. Sometimes man, sometimes beast, sometimes something in between. At times a bird, at times a child. But always the same echo, the skull, the eyes, and the sound of my guilt pretending to be human. The Navajo made rules to survive. If you hear a loved one's voice calling from the dark, don't answer. If you do, run. And if you can't run, pray. Pray until the desert forgets your name. Once a boy almost defeated me. I used his grandmother's voice. Soft, sweet. Come here, little one, dinner's ready. He came, but he carried a pouch of cedar ash. Threw it into the air. When it touched me, I felt stars that didn't exist in the sky. I collapsed, dissolving. He stared, calm, unafraid. "You're not my grandma," he said. Then he walked away. No scream, just disgust. And for the first time in centuries, I felt shame. Time moved on. Centuries, maybe. The sand eats memory, but sarcasm survives. Think immortality is cool? Try spending 400 years listening to your own voice lie to strangers. Try remembering who you were before you became legend. Eventually, your mind forgets what silence sounds like. Now the desert has Wi-Fi. The monsters of old are trending hashtags. And I'm the star of 1,000 glitchy videos titled Real Skinwalker Caught on Camera. People argue if I'm CGI, maybe I am. A bug between sacred code and bad taste. Sometimes I want to comment, "It's me, idiots." But claws don't type. and the desert's connection is terrible. I still carry the little bag of ashes the boy threw at me. It hangs from one antler, a reminder that even monsters have limits. When the full moon rises, I sit in the canyons. The UFO hunters camp nearby with night vision cameras. They think I'm an alien. I play along, make ship noises just to watch them panic. It's my kind of comedy, but there are nights when laughter dries out. I look at the constellation of the Coyote and remember my mother's songs, my brother's laughter, the woman who loved me before I traded love for power. And for 5 minutes, only 5, I'm Tahoma again. The sand recognizes me. The wind whispers my name. For a heartbeat, the desert breathes with me. Then the sun rises, and all that I am melts back into the echo. I've seen empires rise and die. I've watched roads cut through sacred mountains and cities glow like fever dreams. Now the desert buzzes with signals and the ghosts scroll like everyone else. TikTok, YouTube, podcasts. Skinwalker caught on tape. True Navajo curse story. Cute, right? Centuries of hiding, only to end up as clickbait. Sometimes I think that's the real curse. I became the mirror of the information age. Once I mimicked voices to hunt. Now people hunt themselves chasing curiosity. The irony tastes divine. One night a film crew came out to the canyon. They wanted proof. They got it. A man heard his father's voice, dead for years, calling from the dark. He followed it. The others laughed, thinking it was staged, until the echo laughed back. They recorded everything. Millions of views. The man never spoke again. Maybe because his voice is mine now. Don't mistake me for proud. I'm bored. And boredom, my friend, is hell with better lighting. I've tried to vanish, gone to places where even the wind refuses to blow. But the curse is creative. It always finds me. Silence calls, echo answers, and I wake again. People think becoming a monster is freedom. It isn't, it's claustrophobic. It's being trapped inside your own echo. Every sound you make reminds you of what you lost. Now the antlers are cracked with gold where the ashes burned me. Even my pain glows. How poetic. The eyes see too much. The night is full of mirrors. I still try to remember my mother's real voice, but it's buried under all the ones I stole. A choir of borrowed grief singing inside my skull, and I'm the only one keeping time. The other spirits avoid me. They say my name smells like regret. The Chiihndii, the spirit in the rocks, still mocks me sometimes. He has no body, only a voice. We spend nights shouting lies at each other. Two cursed echoes trying to sound alive. But there's something worse than loneliness. Memory. It comes dressed as hope and bites when you reach for it, so I laugh. The laugh is the only magic left that's mine. Bitter. Ugly. But mine. When the wind is right, I sit high on the canyon and watch the cities blink in the distance. Tiny digital campfires of a world afraid of losing connection, but not afraid of losing soul. If the Navajo could see it now, they'd say the evil left the mountains and moved into the routers. Here's a tip. Don't trust your own voice. It lies, it can promise love and deliver damnation. And if one night you hear it calling you from a place that shouldn't have sound, don't go. Never go, they say the curse can be broken. Speak your true name 3 times at sunrise. But I've forgotten mine. Maybe the desert ate it. Maybe it never existed, so I keep going. A joke told by the wind. A fallen god with bad reception. The monster that went viral. When the full moon climbs high, I sit there, motionless, waiting for a sound that never comes. My real voice. Maybe it's still out there, hidden in some old recording. Maybe someday someone will play it back and think, that sounds like me. And they'll answer, that's when it ends. Because I might be using your voice to call someone you love. And this time I won't miss, so yeah. Being a skinwalker sucks. At least the bathroom ghost in Japan gets privacy. Now go ahead. Subscribe, or next full moon I'll use your voice to order pizza with pineapple. Like, or your dog starts saying Yinald Lushi. Comment to Homa I heard you if you made it this far. Hit the bell, because next Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'm telling the story of the monster who can't bend his knees. And remember, if you hear your mother calling you from the basement, don't go down.